Good manners aren't just about being polite. They're a reflection of the values and lessons we learned growing up. The way we behave in public, interact with others, and handle everyday situations reveals a lot about our upbringing and character. While everyone makes social mistakes sometimes, certain behaviors consistently stand out as red flags that suggest someone missed important life lessons along the way. Here are the most common poor manners that immediately signal to others that you might have missed some crucial lessons in proper behavior and social etiquette. Basic politeness starts with these simple words, yet many adults forget to use them regularly. When you skip saying please when asking for something or thank you when receiving help, you come across as entitled and rude. These magic words show respect for others and acknowledge that their time and effort matter. Constantly cutting people off mid-sentence shows a complete lack of respect for what others have to say. This behavior suggests you believe your thoughts are more important than anyone else's, which is both arrogant and inconsiderate. Good listeners wait for natural pauses in conversation before jumping in with their own ideas. This disgusting habit makes dining with you an unpleasant experience for everyone at the table. Chewing loudly with your mouth open shows you never learned basic table manners and don't care about others' comfort. Proper eating etiquette involves keeping your mouth closed while chewing and not making unnecessary noise with your food. People who do this in public often weren't taught to consider how their actions affect those around them during meals. Constantly checking your phone while someone is talking to you is incredibly disrespectful and shows poor social skills. This behavior tells the person that whatever is on your screen is more important than they are. When you're having a conversation, your phone should be put away or face down to show you're fully present. People who can't disconnect from their devices during social interactions often lack the discipline and courtesy that comes from proper upbringing. Walking through a door and letting it slam in someone's face behind you shows a complete lack of consideration for others. This simple act of courtesy takes minimal effort but makes a big difference in how others perceive you. Holding doors open, especially for elderly people, parents with children, or anyone carrying heavy items, is basic human decency. Those who don't do this automatically often weren't taught to look out for others or think beyond their own needs. Speaking at inappropriate volume levels in restaurants, libraries, or other quiet spaces shows you have no awareness of your surroundings. This behavior is disruptive and inconsiderate to everyone trying to enjoy their own conversations or activities. Well-mannered, people adjust their voice to match the environment they're in and respect others' need for a peaceful atmosphere. Those who talk loudly everywhere they go often lack the self-awareness and social intelligence that comes from good parenting. Spreading germs by coughing or sneezing without covering your mouth is both disgusting and dangerous to public health. This habit shows you don't care about protecting others from getting sick, which is incredibly selfish. Basic hygiene etiquette requires using your elbow or a tissue to cover coughs and sneezes, followed by washing your hands. People who ignore this simple courtesy often weren't taught to consider how their actions impact the health and well-being of those around them. Consistently showing up late to appointments, meetings, or social gatherings without acknowledging your tardiness shows disrespect for other people's time. This behavior suggests you think your time is more valuable than everyone else's. Punctuality is a sign of respect and reliability, while chronic lateness indicates poor planning skills and inconsideration. Those who are always late often weren't taught that being on time is a basic form of respect for others. Avoiding eye contact while talking to someone makes you appear untrustworthy, disinterested, or socially awkward. This behavior creates an uncomfortable distance between you and the person you're speaking with. Good. Eye contact shows confidence, sincerity, and engagement in the conversation, making others feel heard and valued. People who can't maintain appropriate eye contact often lack the social confidence that comes from proper guidance during their formative years. Walking away from spills, trash, or other messes you've created and expecting someone else to handle the cleanup is incredibly inconsiderate. This behavior shows you believe you're above taking responsibility for your own actions. Well raised. Individuals clean up after themselves and take pride in leaving spaces better than they found them. Those who consistently leave messes for others often grew up with someone always cleaning up after them. Never learning personal accountability. Standing too close to people, touching them without permission, or invading their personal bubble makes others extremely uncomfortable. This behavior shows a lack of awareness about social boundaries and respect for others' comfort zones. Everyone has different comfort levels regarding physical proximity, and well-mannered people pay attention to these social cues. Those who ignore personal space often weren't taught to read body language or respect others' need for physical boundaries. Talking about others behind their backs. Sharing personal information that isn't yours to share. Or spreading unverified stories damages relationships and shows poor character. This behavior reveals that you can't be trusted with sensitive information. People with good upbringing understand the importance of loyalty and discretion in relationships, keeping private matters private. Those who gossip regularly often learned that talking about others is acceptable entertainment, which creates toxic social dynamics. Pushing past people, burping, or making other disruptions without acknowledging them shows a lack of basic courtesy and self-awareness. These simple words help smooth over minor social awkwardness and show respect for others. Saying, "Excuse me," when you need to get by someone or when you make an embarrassing sound is automatic for well-mannered people. Those who skip this courtesy often weren't taught to acknowledge when their actions might inconvenience or disturb others. Taking food from someone else's plate without permission is presumptuous and shows poor boundaries regarding other people's property. This behavior makes dining companions uncomfortable and violated their personal space. Respecting others' food choices and portions is basic dining etiquette that shows consideration for their preferences and hunger levels. People who help themselves to others' food often grew up in households where personal boundaries weren't respected or enforced. Watching someone struggle with heavy bags, a crying child, or other obvious difficulties without offering assistance shows a lack of empathy and community spirit. This behavior reveals that you only think about yourself and your own needs. Well raised. Individuals naturally look for opportunities to help others and make their lives easier whenever possible. Those who ignore others in need often weren't taught that we have a responsibility to help our fellow humans when we can.